For the longest time, I would always wonder why I couldn't like reach my goals. Like I had these goals that I knew like were meant for me, and I would do everything that I thought was correct to reach like these goals and become my highest self. But I wasn't doing the specific things that would lead me to become this person. And so I've put together a little list of what helped me finally become who I was always meant to become. And I mean, I do have like some things I'd like to tweak out because like you can always become a better version of yourself, but I feel like I'm finally to the place where like I'm happy with who I am, and I finally have done the things I've always wanted to do and made the money I've always wanted to make, and I feel like I'm just like I'm successful, and I'm just like I'm in a good place, and I'm like I want to share this with like other people as well. So my very first and the most important step of this is self-talk. So my for so long, like I think it's because of how I was raised, like I always was taught to think of other people and do this for other people, and when I would tell like my parents like what my dreams were, they would be like, that's not realistic, like you should just go to college, like you should get this job or you should do this, like wanting to become like a wolf biologist or like a fashion designer, which were like some of my dream ideas, like that's not realistic, like you can't do that. So like until I was like 22, which was 3 years ago, I did go to college for 3 years, and I didn't think that my dreams were reality until I actually met my significant other. He would tell me like I would talk to him about things, like things I want, and I'd be like, yeah, but that's probably not realistic. Like I should dream more realistically. And he'd be like, no. Like if you're gonna talk like that, then it's not gonna happen. Like you need to talk like it's gonna happen. Like you're gonna talk positively about these things that you want, and they will come to you. Like this is manifestation. And at the time I didn't even know what manifestation is, which is like that's a different step I'll get to. But self-talk is like such a big thing for you becoming your highest self. You have to be and think like and believe that your future self of who you want to be is true. Like you have to like know that in your mind. So I feel like that is definitely the most important, which is why I marked it as number one. And my family and friends might be a little annoyed with me with this one because I like live kind of far from like where I grew up, but whenever I come back home, I'll like meet up with my siblings and I'm like, "Hey, so like what are you doing? Like what's your job?" Like and then they'll like tell me about their life. I'm like, "Okay, like what do you want though? Like what do you want out of life? Like is this what you really want?" Like I ask my sister, I'm just like, "If you could do anything and be anyone, what would you do? And what would you be doing? Like, what's your dream job?" And she like explain it to me, and she'd be super like excited about it. She'd be like, "I would do this, and this would be so cool. Like, I want to do this, and like I could do this, and blah blah blah." But at the end, she'll be like, "Yeah, but like that's not really realistic. So like, I'm gonna stick to my minimum wage job." And she's 26, and I'm like, dude, you deserve so much more in this life. Like, don't be limiting yourself. Like, like you can get those dreams. Like you just put in the work and the effort and you can get it. Like that is not impossible. You can dream big and you can just why? You got this. Like it hurts me to know that like people think that they can't get their dreams and you really can. And I think for a long time like people wouldn't believe me or like they wouldn't like think much of like when I would say it because like I knew that I was going to become this version of me that I am now. I knew I was going to be there and I knew I was going to be successful, but like I didn't have like the money to show for it yet. So I feel like that kind of hurts that like people don't want to like listen to me because they didn't see like the numbers. But I feel like I'm at a place now where like I have the proof. Like I followed my dreams, I put in the work, and now I'm like successful. And I just now I want to share with everyone that like you can be successful too and you can get everything that you want. Okay, and so for my second step is for who you surround yourself with. if this is so important, if you are having friends or okay, first we'll focus on the family. Like, I know you grew up with them, I know you're the family, but if they're like shitting on your goals, if they're telling you like that's not realistic, if they have this small mindset and you're constantly seeing them, like, that's not gonna help you. Like, their low vibrations is gonna like affect your vibration and bring it down. And that's just like, you don't need that around you. Like, you need to surround yourself with the people who are pushing you to your limits and they know that you are gonna be your most successful self and they're helping you. Like, you need to surround yourself with that good energy. So I guess it's the same thing with friends. Like, it's harder with family members. Like, I can understand that because I've had to like distance myself from family members and they would honestly get pretty hurt about it, and I feel bad about that, but that's not, just because they feel butthurt about this doesn't mean that you should keep being around them. Like, that's not your responsibility. Your responsibility is being true to yourself and doing what you need in order to become your highest, most successful version of yourself. And if you're anything like me, when I kind of like started distancing myself from my friends and my family that I currently had in my life, I had no one. Like, I was so alone, and like at first it is really like kind of sad and like lonely, but once you start raising your vibrations, you're going to attract these higher vibrational beings into your life, whether it be like real people or like, I mean, in-person people, or friends on the internet, or even just like connecting to like your highest conscious self and connecting with like your spirit guides and people that, oh, I guess not people, I don't know, like, I can't even explain this. When you become like more in tune with yourself and spiritual, you become like your own friend, I guess, like in your spirit guides. Like, you're all just like a little community, and I feel like it's so much less of a need to have like outside people. Like, I mean, you're gonna want those outside people too, but you have so much more like fulfillingness within yourself than before. I hope that makes sense. It's kind of hard for me to explain. I guess you're gonna get more comfortable with being alone with you and yourself. But as I said before, as you're raising your vibration from distancing yourself from these lower vibrational people, you are going to attract your new high vibration tribe, and they're going to have high vibrations, and it's just going to raise yours even more. Like, you're all going to just like pump each other up and be like, yeah, like, you want this new thing, you want to like you have this new goal, oh, you got this. Like, they'll cheer you on instead of telling you that your dreams are not realistic. Like, it is such a game changer to be surrounded with just better people. I don't know, people that will support you. Okay, this might be more of a personal one. I'm not sure if all of you listen to music as religiously as I do, but I remember before I like would listen to this music that talk about like drugs and like fucking bitches and like, you know, like just like that fun rap. And yeah, like, I don't know, it's good music, but when you're listening to stuff like that, subconsciously you're thinking about it's hard for me to put this into words, but when you're listening to music, even if you don't think about it, subconsciously your mind is not in a good place. Like, that's low vibration music to be thinking about just doing drugs, drinking, partying. Like, none of that relates to helping you pursue your goals and becoming the best version of yourself. So I feel like when you shift your music to like more inspirational, like manifesting your dreams, my favorite is Russ. He's awesome. I'm trying to think of another one. Dragon. How do you spell her name is Drahgen. And then another one of my favorites is Shannon Blake. She's recently blowing up and I fucking love her. I've been like a fan since day one, you know. Gotta brag about that. But yeah, those are some of my favorites. If it's hard for you to find some like more higher vibrational music right now, or if you can't like, you don't have time to sit and like research all this stuff, which I totally understand, You could just listen to like instrumental music. Before I really dove into higher vibrational music, I mean, even now I still listen to this stuff, is like hand pan music and like frequencies, just like instrumental drums, like just stuff like that without like all the horrible language, like not even like the cussing, but just like the downgrading, if you know what I mean. But yeah, just the music you listen to. This might not pertain to anyone, but definitely affects your vibration, and a lot of people like don't even think about that. So whenever I'm talking about this stuff with my friends, I'm like, okay, well, like, what kind of music are you listening to? Because they say like, I do this and this and this, and I still don't know why. Like, I'm not getting to that point, and I just like I list all of these 5 steps, but I feel like that one is one that really like clicks, and they're like, oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. So that one's definitely one you should do. Okay, and now my 4th step, or like tip, I guess, is quality, not quantity. So what I mean by this is, for me specifically, because I am a designer, or like I'm an artist, I would first like, I mean, actually for like, no, like 2 years I would do this. I would create so much, like necklaces. I created bikinis for a little bit. I would create like sustainable thrift lips, and I would just like, I would have like a week was like my goal. At the end of the week, I'd want like 10 pieces to showcase for like my weekly release, I guess. I don't know, my drop. So I would like be like, all right, I want 10 pieces every week for my drop, because I wanted to set like standards, or I wanted to set like goals. I wanted to meet that, I guess. I don't know. Okay, anyways, so I would like push, like I do this, this, and this, and this to create all these things, and I'd be done. And like, yeah, that's good, and like my stuff sold, like everything sold, but my work wasn't going anywhere. Like, it was just like I had the same followers, selling the same things. I never gave myself time to dive deeper into my art and to figure out new creative things to do. And instead of creating like 10 pieces for a week, I could have spent like a week creating 2 really awesome things. And then those 2 really awesome things could get me a ton of followers. Like, when you're posting the same stuff over and over again, it's not really, no one's sharing your stuff, no one's like commenting on it. Like, when people see the same old, it doesn't really go anywhere. And I'm trying to think of how this can relate to like other people as well. Let's see. Okay, so if you were to have, how can I relate this to someone? Okay, say you create YouTube videos. Say you want to create like 3 videos a week to post onto your YouTube, because like you're trying to grow your YouTube channel. So you just do like a video that's 10 minutes long, do another video that's 10 minutes long, another video. So you just like do 3 like basic things you come up with. They're pretty quick. They're easy ideas. And then your followers like them. They might comment or whatever, like, love this. But if you spent that entire week creating 1 YouTube video and the editing was on point, the recording like of the videos was so good, and the content, just like everything was just like chef's kiss, because you spent so much time on it. You took the time to create different ideas, and maybe you went on YouTube to search like how to do like a special effect or something cool for like your new YouTube video. When you're taking more time into like one thing, or like a lower amount of things, it's going to help you grow. It's going to help it reach to other people, and instead of doing just the same old. Okay, my final tip for this video. I mean, I could go on and think of tips that I could tell you to help you manifest your dreams. I can't speak. I could go on to like help you come up with ideas that would help you become the best version of yourself and manifest your dreams. These are like my top 5, but there's so many other things you can do, but I feel like if you do these 5, like, it's gonna happen. Like, you just keep pushing yourself and do these things. It's meant to happen. I don't know. Okay, on to number 5, kind of pertaining to what I was just saying. Manifestation tactics. So this is such a big one also. They're all big ones. But I would work so hard to do these, like, my artist stuff for my business. I would work so hard creating these things. I would have great self-talk. I would be surrounded by good people, listen to good music. I would make good things, and I'm just like, I don't know why, but like, I'm still not growing. Like, I'm doing all these things. Why am I not growing? And I'm just like, I have listened to podcasts in the past, and they're just like, yeah, like, journal about it, like, make a vision board. I'm just like, I don't have time for that. Like, I don't have time to journal every day about my dreams. I'm like, I know what I want. Why do I gotta write it down? But this is, you gotta do it. You gotta do it. I've never been a journaler. I always think it's a waste of time. But once I started putting my thoughts on the paper, it was magical. It's like, it doesn't have to be like a full journal entry. Like, you could just write down like bullets, draw little pictures. You could print out little pictures of exactly what you want and like tape them all together. It doesn't have to be like a whole board. Like, I don't know. Just put it down and then look at it and just like, that's you. Like, when you write manifestations, you're like, I am a millionaire. I am a successful business owner. You write it like as you are. You don't write it as you want to be. I hope that makes sense. But as you write that down or create your vision board or journal or whatever that you choose to like put onto paper, then you look at it and you can reread it. You can go back to it and be like, oh yeah, this is who I'm gonna be. And it's just like, it's easier to look at a piece of paper and remember what you want to become rather than try and think about it in your head again. And another thing that kind of like is on top of that is when you write down all the things you want, you can kind of look at it and then you can sit and you can close your eyes and you can just kind of imagine yourself in the scenario as like your future self. And it's really important to have these like 5 senses of what you're smelling, what you're feeling, hearing. What are the other ones? Wait, smell, hear, feeling. Oh shit. Okay, the other one is tasting. And the other one is feeling. So you can just kind of imagine, like, say you're in a forest and like your dream mountain home and it's overlooking the ocean. So you'd close your eyes and you would just like, you'd feel like the soft blanket that is around your shoulders. You would feel the cool like ocean breeze blow through your hair and you would smell the salt in the air. You would taste the warm cup of coffee because you have such a simple life and you're just enjoying it as it is. And you have money and you don't even have to worry about what you got to do today or what you got to do tomorrow because you're not really on a time crunch. Money just flows to you. And when you just sit and like imagine this, you're attracting. So you're on like this high vibration when you're the highest vibration when you're sitting and imagining this, because when you sit and imagine this, your mind doesn't know the difference from reality and what's not reality quite yet. Like, when you're sitting with your eyes closed and you're thinking about this, your brain thinks it's real. So when you're in this mindset and your brain thinks it's real, it's operating at these wavelengths of high vibrations and it's attracting that future self. It's like, it's pulling it closer and closer. And the more you do this and the more you practice visualizing this, that dream's just gonna come to you like a magnet. I don't even know how to explain it, but it's also like with the who you surround yourself with. When you're in a negative mindset, when you're surrounding yourself with negative mindseted people, that's kind of what you become. And that's the same way with your mind. So if you are negative self-talking all the time, you're gonna keep becoming that negative person, and vice versa. When you're thinking about this high version of yourself, successful, millionaire, whatever you want your future self to be, you're attracting it and you will become it. You will. Trust me. So to kind of like re-summarize my tips, so these are the reasons why you are having trouble becoming your highest most successful self is because you need to do these 5 things to better attract it. And it's like there's blocks in the way and you got to move these blocks. So 1, self-talk. You got to move that block of thinking it's not going to happen and talking badly to yourself. You got to say, hey, this is going to happen. This is going to be me. I'm going to get there. 2, who you surround yourself with, because surrounding yourself with lower vibrational people is not going to get you to becoming your highest, most successful self. 3, music you listen to. You listen to the kind of junky party music, that's not going to raise your vibration. 4, quality, not quantity. When you're creating in bulk and you're not doing creative things or you're not trying different things, you're just creating, and you're not giving yourself that time, it's not really going to get you anywhere. So creating a small amount of things with a lot of time and effort and creative thought and all of this good stuff just into like one little thing, or one big thing actually, it's gonna go so much further. 5, manifestation tactics. Journal, do the vision boards. I'm pretty sure you can listen to like manifestation frequencies. There's so many manifestation tactics. I kind of want to do a whole nother like podcast about manifestation tactics, because when I did research on that, I would like make a list in my journal about all these things I could do to manifest. And it worked like, okay, I know I say these all work so well, but when you research more manifestation tactics, oh my God, it is life changing. You're just like, why the fuck did I not do this like 5-10 years ago? Like, why didn't someone just tell me about this? Well, it's why I'm telling you now, because I had no one to tell me about it until later. But I just hope that you do these things, because I promise you, when you do these things, you will become your highest, most successful self. So this is my very first podcast, but my name is Danny, and I'm gonna call this the Wise Wolf podcast, because I feel like I was a wolf in my past life, and I also feel like I have a calling to like help others and guide others to becoming who they're meant to be and like loving their life, I guess. But if you like this podcast, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, whatever y'all do on Spotify. I'm honestly not sure yet, but when you do that, it will help me to like want to create more. So yeah, do all the good stuff, and I'll see you next time.